Alright, here we are. And it's been a while, since I released a video, since I recorded some things, and maybe it's just the best to, let you know why. And, I was really in a focusing state, and, getting the grind on in October in the. This year, I will have a bodybuilding show at Zandvoort in the Netherlands, which is, kind of exciting. I'm smiling. I'm glad. It's my first show. Natural drug tested. So it's junior class, so 19 to 23, which, I'm in. By the time I will be 21, so yeah, I'm really grinding it. I'm not really a social media person. If I'm being honest, I don't want to show off or anything. I'm more like, let me do my own thing. Let the results speak for itself. That's the guy who I am. And maybe you can say, man, I say a lot of but why would you choose bodybuilding of all those things, and you got to have a passion for it, and this passion I have for it, to take all your energy, to take all these angry moments from your past and just throw them at once, and to just for once in your life feel, at the heaviest leg day and just lay there on the ground, breathing, heart pumping, racing, and then you failed, and that's the time you can fail, and those other times, you need to succeed, and not fail, and it's really hard to live up to these expectations. People want you to lose. They don't want you to win or expect you to win. They just want you to lose. They want you in the ground. And if you get there at the ground, they say, "Oh, while you're at the ground, you were so good," and they try to lift you up, but really they don't. And it's kind of hard thing to say and to understand. Since I was 16, I remember when I was in high school, and I was insecure, I'm not going to say more things about that. Maybe I will set up a future video, explaining a bit more about my past and how it led up to this, to this bodybuilding thing, So the plan for now is to, it's now currently the 18th of February. So March, April, which month am I forgetting? March, April, and another month, It just, oh man, sometimes I think I'm smart, but I'm just the best. So 3 months, we're gonna do a lean bulk, and then 4 months, so June, July, August, September, we will go on a diet, and I will take progress pictures of myself, every month, every 2 weeks, maybe. Just, it depends how I'm feeling, how I'm doing with the shape and the striations. All these things come into play. And for bodybuilding, it's more like, it's just yourself. It's just you. And now you got all those coaches telling you what to eat, how to train, how to diet, and they got another knowledge, but it's not that fun anymore. You should really be it with yourself, and take those things and really grind and figuring the things out that work for you, because everybody is different. Hey, you got it. So, for me, the training really hard, close to failure, lying on the ground and taking up to 3 to 4 days to recover. That's what I'm doing. That's what works for me. But someone else might be getting amazing results from 15 sets or training twice a muscle group per week. So it really depends. I can't just say to you, try this, try that. And there are baselines. Stick to the basics, stick with the bench press, the rows, the lat pull down, all those basic compounds. Just use them. So you can build that foundation, and from there on you're just adding some exercises, removing some exercises, exercise you like, you don't like. It's really your own mind and your own brain saying, I like it, I don't like it, I grow good from it, I don't grow good from it. Because if I'm doing that list as a finisher for my back training, I'm done. And sometimes it takes 4 to 5 days to recover. 4 to 5 days to recover, not times. But that's how it works, and sometimes it takes only 3. But it also depends on if you're lean bulking, cutting, maintaining. It all depends, because if you're on a diet, you won't recover as quickly as normal, which you have to accept. You can't train the same frequent if you are on a diet, which I learned the hard way. I over dieted in the past. I got still amazing results, but not the kind I was hoping for. For at the time it was good, but looking back, I can say, if I will do it again for the show, I would do this and that. But yes, that's it. A bit of an update video. So I will post sometimes on my Instagram. I'll leave the link in the description. I will build an Instagram, maybe a TikTok, maybe a YouTube Shorts, but it will depend. I'm not a socially person. I'm not a fitness influencer, and maybe I will be. Maybe I can be. Already at 30 followers with only 3 videos. That is insane. So thank you guys for the support. But yeah, it's kind of hard because I'm just a bit of a private person to just fade from the world. To just go underwater for a while and then post some results, and then the show day, of course, I will film. Maybe day of eating, which I will do, but maybe an Omegle video. But those are a bit of the top 3s. I won't share how I'm training. I won't share where I live or what car I'm driving. Those kind of things are just personal for me. So yes, you can expect some content, but only with a certain limits. Then maybe if I will grow a really large base, that I will just get a sponsor, make my living out of it, because that's really my end goal, because I have a passion for this, and I just want to stand there on stage with every knowledge that, here I am. I've done everything I could possibly do, and I'm standing here with the results, so that I have nothing left to give at that moment. That's who I want to be on stage, and not saying, and if I did 2 more reps, or if I did take it to failure, if I did my best and dived in, how good could I be? I don't want to be that person. I just want to stay there on stage and say, this is it. And if I place 5th or 10th or 12th, I don't care. It's my first show, So I'm going to do my best. I will keep you guys updated for some more videos I can give you some advice, on training, on the diet, but I have trained now for 4 years, so I have a bit of experience. Back in the past when I was 16, I just started with training. I trained for 2.5 hours a day, 3 times a week. So there's a total of 7.5 hours a week. Most of you guys can't even do that. I bet my warming up was more than you guys training. I did 3 sets of hammer curls, 3 sets of bicep curls, and that was just on the beginning of the workout, and also 3 sets for triceps and overhead extensions and lying and diamond push-ups and push-ups, and then as I will start off with arms, and then I would do chest. So by the time I did get the chest, my arms were completely destroyed, so I couldn't lift as heavy, which was a mistake back then. But back then, I wanted to train my arms, and my arms were just the thing I wanted to grow most. My arms. I didn't even train legs, as I would cycle to school, and that was it. So, yeah, those were mistakes from the past. But now, with more knowledge, we're heading into the future. I will keep some updates. I will leave the Instagram in the link, and thank you for watching.